Hey guys, so today we're gonna start a new build. This is Tony's R32 GTR. Figured I would do a little breakdown of the teardown process. This is the typical condition of how you get these things from Japan, depending on the year, depending on, you know, how much you paid and when it came into the US. But this is a typical situation. This car is primarily stock. It does have some service parts and things like that from a previous owner. It sounds like it's got a twin disc clutch in it. Not really entirely sure what that is, but we have a humongous list of things planned for this car. We're actually working on 3 R32 GTR builds right now. All of which are their own different levels of crazy. 2 of them have some pretty wild motor setup. I mean, they all have pretty wild motor setups, but 2 of them have some really, really wild motor setups. We're gonna start first with a teardown, get everything out of here. This did come in as a running car. Let's go over plans for this car pretty briefly. So Tony reached out. He had always wanted a GTR. He was a Honda guy. Before this, he's part of Team Emotion, so he's been around forever and ever and ever. He had a wide body Turbo S2000 back in the day, and you're gonna find that magazine. You're gonna put it in, and it's right here. And you're not gonna put what I just said in the video.
Yeah.
No, I don't want it. Anyway, so he wanted something that was wild, a little bit wild. Good street car, good usability, turnkey, sort of fun situation, but with quite a bit more pep and reliability than these cars normally came with. So the plan for this car is a 2.91 liter BC lightweight crank stroker kit in probably a 25 block, because I would have to venture to say that this block is probably bad, but we'll see. The last 5 have been bad. We're gonna do HKS V-Cam. It's gonna be converted to a big single. We're gonna do a EFR 8474 Black Series. All new AC system. We are converting away from ITBs to a single throttle plenum with drive-by-wire, full new wiring harness, new electronics. We're doing Haltech Elite 2500, Haltech IC7 Dash, new fuel system through and through. Target for the car is somewhere in the 750 to 850 wheel horsepower range, and just clean it up. So we're gonna get the motor out of it right now, get everything broken down, and then the car's gonna go out to the body shop. So again, just pull all the subframe bolts out, let it drop.
Money rolls, cars and clothes, that's all on my partners. Burning drum on 24, that's how all my partners roll. Money rolls, cars and clothes, that's all on my partners. Burning drum on 24, that's how all my partners roll. In a drop top Chevy with the roof wide open, my partner's looking at me to see if my eyes open. 'Cause I've been drinking and I've been smoking and flying down 285, but I'm focused. 454 and says I race. seats vibrating, 24-inch days. Got the Chevrolet scale making money rolls, cars and clothes. That's all on my partners know. Burning dro on 24. That's how my partners roll. Money rolls, cars and clothes. That's all on my partners know. Burning dro on 24.
I mean, that's dope. So this is an ATS twin carbon center hub drive. There we go. It's used, but all right. Let us marketh the plateths. What I like to do is have a significant mark that says, "Hey, dum dum, this is how it was before." Typically, when these assemblies are made, they're marked. So then I'll mark this section of the pressure plate, flywheel, etc. First iron. A little spotty, but not bad. So then that has a contact ring, and that goes onto the spring plate, which is a double stack spring plate, which is cool. And then we've got our carbons, which you can run like this. Mark the carbon like that. This is first. Got our second carbon. This is our floating iron, which we have marked here, but I'll mark it on this finger as well. So we've got our second floating iron. It's actually in really good shape. It's spotted up a little bit, but that's to be expected. I don't know roughly how many miles are on this. The second carbon plate's pretty used up. Very light. I mean, dude, like crazy. Yeah. These she blows, yeah. So, this flywheel off, get it on a stand, then I can tear it down the rest of the way. I gotta put the subframe back in because the car's gonna go out to paint. So, yeah, let's make it roller again. Pretty clean and dry. I like to reassemble. I'll store them this way. That way the bolts are in there, they're captured, everything's together. And then we'll just reassess. I want to know, I guess I got to look at the torque rating on this clutch. It's likely that we'll do a fresh one. Because at 850 horsepower, like, you really want to make sure you've got a good clutch. And these aren't the best cars to have to pull clutches out of. I mean, they're not too bad. You can get the trans out of the cars, you know, but it's like, if we're already here, it's never going to be easier, more cost effective to just do a new clutch, a better clutch. Probably end up going with an OS Geiken. ATS Across is fantastic, but it just comes down to getting it. You know, they're not the easiest thing to get, versus like OS Geiken has a US office, so we can just link up with OSG. And certainly gonna want a twin disc. Exity I really like as well. I usually run an Exity twin because they're sprung, but in this case it might require a triple, and I don't think there's enough room to have sprung hub triple. So I'd probably go with like an OSG, Oskaiken, that has like half organic and half ceramic disc or something like that. For now, this is good. This can just go into the potentially reuse category. And yeah, we'll get it up on a stand, get the subframe off of it, go from there. So now that the motor is done, it's gonna go back in the car. We're done, bye-bye. No, so this is Aaron's motor. So this is also an HKS VCAM setup on a 2.6 liter. This is a stock crank RB25 block with a block brace to convert it from a 2-wheel drive block to a 4-wheel drive block. Reason being is the 26 block that was in it, as they all typically do, had cracks between the stud holes and the cooling jacket. So that block was junked in favor of a 25 block. This is a 23U, if I had to remember correctly, probably something. This is a 75T block. Anyway, so we color matched the valve cover setup to his car. This is KH2 variant 4. We've got PRP coil conversion kit, PRP triggers, PRP's billet oil pump as well. Ready intake plenum on the factory throttles. Yeah, so a lot of what you see here is going to end up the same with most of the GTRs that we do, just because most of the factory stuff is either more expensive than it needs to be, junk, or outdated. So we also utilize the Frenchies AC kits. These are fantastic because you get much more clearance here that now in this manifold, it doesn't necessarily matter so much. This is a 6-boost, single wastegate, twin scroll T4, so it's not really an issue. But on Tony's car, we're gonna plan on doing dual wastegates, so I'm gonna need that real estate in order to send my dump tubes out and stuff. So I really like the Frenchies billet bracket, brand new AC compressor. We're also running on Tony's and Chuck's car, the billet Frenchies Performance power steering bracket, and new Nissan power steering pump as well. Single stage. Hicus gets eliminated on all these cars just because it's more trouble than it's worth. So yes, very similar spec, but this is still a 2.6 liter. Tony's car will be a 2.91. Chuck's car will also be a 2.91. So since we're talking about Aaron's motor, I figured we'd give a brief update on Aaron's car. We didn't really cover any of this stuff before. I wasn't filming at that time, so basically we're gonna get a quick catch up. So this car came in probably 2 years ago now. The quarters were pretty rusty. They had previous body work done in Japan. He's had this car a very long time and he just wanted to bring it back to its original luster. We ended up putting 2 brand new Heritage quarters on it. The entire car got a respray. The engine bay got redone. So we went all through, did the entire bay. It was pretty gross, pretty scratched up. We still have a few more things left to do. We've done all new grommets and plated bits and brackets and bobs and redid the wiper motor and all that stuff. Car's got an ABS delete, already had that before it came in. So we basically just cleaned it up. We will be doing a Frenchie's AC kit on this as well, which is a full brand new AC kit, brand new lines, brand new everything to go with the Frenchie's AC compressor bracket and things as well. Tops of the headlights were refreshed and cleaned up. That's about it as far as engine bay. The car had, I think this was like an old Motor X car, something, because it had square side reflectors in the bumper, which is very weird. So those got shaved and fixed back. There was a dent, pretty big dent in the other fender as well. All the glass came out. We have brand new trims and moldings and seals and everything for the entire car. The up-over trims on the door frames. We have new quarter windows that have new trims as well, new belt moldings, all new rubbers and gaskets, etc. Rear window trims and all that stuff as well. So that'll all go back in. We're gonna do glass last typically. That way we can have everything set and cleaned and ready to go and the glass goes in it. And then it'll be motor time. So as far as Chuck's car goes, this is Chuck's car, Midnight Purple 3. Obviously not a factory color if you know anything about Skylines, but he repainted this thing probably 5 years ago or something like that. It's got a cool bunch of little bits. It's got the Recaro Crayolas inside. It's got the Ganador mirrors as well. Pretty cool touch, as well as a few other bits. It's got a purple carpet in it, which is pretty cool. As far as engine bay, dirty, old and busted. So this is gonna get the same thing. Full engine bay strip, go through, minimize to nothing, send it out for paint. We're gonna have Peter paint up the bay on this car. He's done bays for us in the past. He's fantastic. And he's actually doing some work for us every other week here as well. So yeah, we'll have this bay done. He's gonna go Midnight Purple 3 on the bay as well. Then this car, Frenchie's AC kit, Frenchie's power steering kit. This will have a twin EFR 6258 setup, which is gonna be pretty cool. You know, focusing on transient response and spool and that sort of thing. This will also be a 291 liter BC lightweight with, you know, full valve train package, HKS V-cam. This will be an ITB car instead of a single throttle. As far as drivetrain for this too, we're gonna do a SpeedTech synchroed helical cut gear set. So it's gonna be able to hold the power. Target on this is probably peak somewhere in the 750, 800 wheel horsepower range as well. This car and Tony's car both getting full radium fuel systems, ABS deletes, just all the fixins. So yeah, that's just a brief overview of the GTRs that we have going on right now. As we get another chunk of progress, you know, we'll do another video. But for now, thanks for checking out what we're working on. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help us out a lot. You know, it takes a long time to do these videos, and Sean puts in a ton of effort, and it would be really nice to get something back out of it. So please do that for us, and thanks for tuning in.